So I'm getting ready to go to a art meetup at one of the local libraries. So I'm just packing everything up before we have supper. We eat before we go, so we eat really early on Monday nights now, but I don't care. I enjoy getting out of the house a little bit. And yeah, so I'm getting ready to put a new sticker on the sketchbook. You saw what else I'm taking with me. I'm taking the sketchbook, so I have to decide which one of these toasty stickers to put on it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I ordered, here I'll get it and show you. I ordered A Garden View by Joy-san. I think she's Snarky Tuna on Instagram. So I ordered this micro comic. I really like the paper that the cover's printed on. It's really nice. And I really enjoyed this. It has a really interesting twist at the end. My girlfriend really liked it too. It's kind of spooky, so if you don't like that sort of thing, it might not be the best for you. And then we have Conjure she sent me as well, which was just a little freebie. It's a very small little book that's kind of like imagine a textbook. I'm sorry, you can hear the AC, but imagine a textbook for a fantasy world telling you what you can use certain herbs and plants for, like what magic spells and stuff. That's right up my alley. And this was also a little freebie, which is this set of stickers, which I had seen her make on her artist blog. And I really, really liked them, but I just, you know, they were for, I think, last month's Patreon, like exclusives, and I just never, you know, got around to supporting her, which is something I've been planning on doing, and I will do it this month. You know, I'll do it for October for sure. But I think these were like maybe misaligned or something. Actually, I don't know if they were an exclusive or what, but I know I saw her make them, and I think she was maybe giving them away as part of the set, but they weren't exclusive, I forget. But it looks like these were maybe misaligned or something, or was a misprint, which is why it's, you know, why she gave them to me as a freebie, which is fine. Again, I don't really care that it's misaligned. But I'm super excited, and I have to decide where I'm going to put them. And I'm going to put one on here. I'm going to put one on my Inktober sketchbook, which is a Strathmore, you can see that there, maybe watercolor sketchbook with like 48 pages. I'm just covering up some personal information that I wrote down there. So this is just me practicing with my TWSBI Go pen, and I think it was, I have the ink in here somewhere. It is, maybe it's not this pocket, or, hold on, I'll find it. It's here somewhere. Here it is. It is Higgins Black Magic, I think. If that wasn't what I was using, that's what I was using in the pen, but when I was using brushes to do like this big square and this stuff, it was like something else, maybe like a Signoball Uni something, maybe, I don't know. It was something they had at the art thing last week that I went to. Alright, so I'm going to put one on the cover of this. I'll do that first. It's the first sticker. So I'm not sure what I should put where. These are just so cute. I think I'm going to put the tomato one on this one. I love tomato sandwiches with a little bit of mayonnaise. Although if I remember correctly, I think it's sour cream on this one. But whatever. I'm probably going to put a little bit of packing tape over these, simply because they're more of a papery finish than like these that are more vinyl-y, and I don't want the ink to run like what happened to this one, unfortunately. I think I'm going to put the egg one here. I don't know where I'll put the rest, but for now... Can I fit that in there without overlapping? It looks like it. Maybe. I don't know why I'm so picky about whether my stickers... Yay, it fits! I don't know why I'm so picky about whether they overlap or not, but that's that. I've got to get some stuff ready for a writing workshop tonight that will be starting at 8, which is actually when this group thing ends. So I'll probably be on the bus on the way home doing it, or I might leave early, which is fine. But like either way, it'll be fine because... And now you can't see anything, you're just... Here, look at this stuff from Joy-san. Not sponsored. Because I can do it, like, if I have all the links set up ahead of time, I can do it on my phone, because I have the Discord app on my phone and, you know, access to Google Drive and stuff. But if I come home early, which I might, depending on how many people are there, you know, it'll be alright. Either way, so I gotta get that set up before we have our early supper. So, yeah. That is it for now. kind of not related to anything writing-y, but I am making pumpkin bread. So far I have all the like liquid ingredients in here. I think there's pumpkin, eggs, oil, sugar, which isn't liquid, and water. Yeah, so I started this in a smaller bowl, but then I realized there wasn't enough room, so I went to get out the bigger bowl, realized it was dirty. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Julia's playing games in the other room. So had to get the other bowl out to wash it, but the sink was full of dishes, so I had to take all the dishes and put them in the dishwasher. Before I could do that, some of them had like cat food and stuff in them that I had to scrape into the trash can, but we just took out the trash. There wasn't a new trash bag in there. So I had to do that so I could clean the dishes, so I could put them in the dishwasher, so I had room to wash the bowl, so I could switch over the ingredients. So yeah, I'm making pumpkin bread for Julia. I mean, for me too. I want banana bread and she wants pumpkin bread. We both like both, but that's, you know, like our preference. So I'm making this now, and then once we eat all this, I'll make the pumpkin bread. But yeah, so while I get like things in the bowl, I thought I'd talk a little bit with you guys about what's going on, because why not? So I will be right back. I wanted to talk about what I've been doing recently. I don't remember if I talked about this in my last update or not. That was a few days ago. I think it was right before October started, or like the first day. So bear with me if I've said this before. What I am thinking about is what I did recently. I submitted to Pitch Wars, my YA book fantasy, not even really fantasy, more of a science fiction dystopian type thing. Toxo it's called. And I also submitted it to a anthology for queer gothic fiction. And I feel like I did really well. I wrote a short story for that, an adult short story. This is really lumpy. Keep starting. So that's what I've done lately, and I'm trying to decide what story I'm going to write next. I've got about, I think, 4 ideas floating around, and I've talked to some of my friends on like Discord and stuff and some of my writing groups just to, you know, try and figure it out what it is that I want to work on next and like what I should do first, because I've narrowed it down finally to like, you know, I have 2 that I want to work on. One's a historical fiction and the other one's a eco-fantasy, we'll call it. So, you know, I was trying about like how do people start that. Some people start with a query, like they write like a blurb or something to see if the whole story idea is there. Some people just start drafting because they're reckless like that and like to live life on the edge, although that used to be how I did it. Not that there's really anything wrong with that, other than it doesn't really seem to work for how my writing skills are developing. Some people do all the world building first, which is kind of what I'm feeling like called to do, so to speak, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the best idea for me. So I've been thinking about that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about while I did this was I wanted to talk about independent publishing, because it's something that I've been seeing a lot about and lately in like talking to writer friends and whatnot. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, of course I support indie publishing. Do whatever you want. And that is true. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of like when people who are, for lack of a better like comparison, when people are say, oh yes, I'm pro-life or pro-choice, you know, I support abortion, just not for me. You know, you've kind of got that like judgmental, you know, like, yeah, I support it, but not really kind of thing. I feel that's kind of how my like outlook on self-publishing has been, despite my best attempts to, you know, think otherwise. And it's something I'm really going to need to have a sit and a think about, because that's not fair to people who are indie publishing. And I do really enjoy a lot of indie published books. And now I sound like someone who's saying, oh yeah, my best friends are gay and my best friends are black. See? Yeah, hold on, there's egg on the counter. Okay, got a rag. I did not want to stuff like the flour in that or something, that'd be nasty. So, you know, I'm acting like, oh yeah, I'm fine with it, but really, obviously, there's something in my mind, some sort of preconceived notion I have that it's not really okay, or it's okay, but it's not good enough for me, you know, for whatever reason, which is, like I said, like logically, all of that's, you know, just stupid to me, because indie publishing is fine. It's great. I need to have a sit and a think about that and spend some time unpacking whatever biases and preconceived notions I have about that. So yeah, I will check back in later in the month with that, I think. to tell you what I've been thinking about and whatnot. But yeah, that's really what's been going on writing wise lately. So yeah, that's the check-in. I'll let you know how the pumpkin bread turns out.
Is a scarecrow in the Halloween deck, which I think is very seasonally appropriate, very nice.
So I've got some double-sided sticky tape here that's supposed to keep cats from like clawing at furniture, and I'm putting it on this little desk thing. I don't know what you want to call it. Not desk, more like a container. I don't know. There we go. Oh no, we don't need to waste it. Just because, like, I know you can't really see the plant, but I have my sage plant right here, and while sage isn't poisonous to cats, and he doesn't really chew on it, he does like to dig in it, and he gets dirt all over my desk. So I'm gonna just try and discourage him from standing on that to get in there. This is double-sided tape, and cats don't like sticky tape. And you can, I don't know if you can see, but there's like muddy paw prints here, and they're all over my desk too. So I'm just going to discourage him from doing that. I put some on a whatchamacallit, a placemat last night, or this morning, I forget. I think it was this morning that we got at Target. We just got a cheap placemat. That was where we got some of this tape. You can hear him, he's in there drinking out of his water bowl. We're gonna hopefully get him a fountain. He seems to like running. Oh no, that's the water I have. I'm running. Drinking out of the sink. He's trying to drink out of the sink. Yeah, he's been up on the counters lately and getting into plants. So we're trying to keep him off the counters and plants with the sticky tape. It was something we saw in a video that Jackson Galaxy recommended. He's a cat someone who's very good at taking care of cats, knows a lot about them. I don't want to call him a guru because that kind of, I don't know, I feel like that devalues what he does, because there's like internet gurus, and it's just kind of like, ooh, Julia's asleep. I bet that woke her up. Maybe not. She can sleep like the dead sometimes. It's just, you know, this is probably gonna get all dirty and gross real quick. Hopefully I should be able to peel it off. It's not supposed to be so hard to get rid of, but we'll see. He digs in this dirt and gets it everywhere. I think one more piece should be good. Over here. I don't want to waste this because it's kind of expensive and it doesn't look like there's that much on the roll. Plus I still have to get some more placemats to put on our counter because he keeps, this kitty keeps trying to get into places he shouldn't. Like our cupboards, our fridge, even the stove. So to keep him off the counters at the very least, we're using this stuff. So I am getting started with my newest work and I'm pretty excited, to be honest. This was a hard one to get started and a hard one to feel like I knew what I was doing and where to start, because usually I'm just grabbed by an idea and have to do it. This time I had so many choices to pick from, I didn't know where to start. So I'm just plotting out the chapters now using the what you would call it, the corkboard feature on Scrivener. So, I don't know if you can actually see me. I feel like you... Hi, baby! I feel like you probably can only see, like, my, like, neck. But anyways, I'll just sit like this. So, it is the 14th of October, Monday. Baby, please don't chew on that. It is Indigenous Peoples Day. That means certain things are closed. Like, I think banks are closed, maybe. I don't know, I don't remember. It's been so long since, like, I was in, like, a public school, because public school usually has off on that day. But, granted, it's called something else. They're not celebrating Indigenous people for the most part, which is a shame, because they should be, and they should be respected, because they were here first. Anyways, that doesn't have really anything to do with art or writing, but... So, for the past 3 days, starting on the 11th, in the evening, I had a migraine, and it was pretty bog standard for me as far as migraines go. Friday wasn't... I took some migraine meds on Friday, like an Excedrin type thing. Saturday... I'm trying to think. Saturday morning wasn't too bad. I got up and I put all these boxes together to build a fort for the kitten, which I'll show you in a minute. I don't think you've been formally introduced. But just as the day went on, it got worse and worse. It hurt more and more, and it felt like this part of my head was I needed to rip it off, you know? And Sunday was pretty bad too. I spent pretty much all day in bed, listening to old Bumble Bailey vlogs. I'm pretty lucky as far as migraines go. I can, as long as I turn the brightness all the way down on my screen and like get rid of the, like sometimes you have a blue filter on your phone. As long as I do that, I can still look at my screen, but I try not to anyways to not aggravate it more. But I will lay there and listen to videos. So I'll put on like YouTube videos or movies or something that I've already seen before and can just listen to. I'll pick people that I like the sound of their voice, that it's, you know, soothing, or, you know, it's nothing that I really need to pay attention to, like vlogs from 2 years ago. Bibby, he's going for the dolls. But anyways, I'm still in my pajamas. You can probably tell my hair is a mess. I've got to get ready for the day, but it's really nice to feel human again. I don't know if you can see behind me just how messy everything is, but I'm behind in Inktober now. Hey, hold on 1 second. Come here. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna hold him because he's trying to shred my chair and I don't want him to do that. This is Ravioli. He's our kitten. He is a little bit over 5 months old. We got him in the beginning of September. Right, baby? Mwah! Yeah, we got him like the 6th or 7th of September. He is a bit of a handful, literally and figuratively, but he's super sweet most of the time. Anyways, so I have to get caught up on house cleaning. The homework situation for me isn't as dire as I thought it was. I thought I had all this stuff due tomorrow, and it's all due either next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, so I can get started on it, but I don't really need to worry. I need to get caught up on Inktober, but that's okay. He's gonna go look out the window. That's his butt. So I can do that. I need to get our supper ready. I gotta put it in the crock pot in like 10 minutes or so. But I thought I'd just film this little update. Let me know what you think of the monthly vlogs. I don't know, I kind of like this, like, we'll see. If it's like an hour long, I might change it. I'm still not even 100% sure if I'm gonna be able to put this up online. I don't know, it's been so long since I've done a YouTube vlog. A couple months now. It's been a while since I've done anything on YouTube other than doll videos. And that feels different, if it makes sense. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my YouTube. Sometimes I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with my doll channel either, with the new stuff that's coming up. I don't know if that'll affect me or not in January, but yeah. What else? I've been working on my house paintings. I started a new story. I've just been calling it Earth, all capital letters, Earth. It's a eco fantasy, we'll put it that way. And I've started, what do you call that? Plotting it out. Yeah, plotting. And I'm really enjoying it. I think I've got like 5 chapters plotted out now. I did that all on Saturday during a brief burst of energy. So we will have to see when I go back over it now without migraine brain, see if they're any good or not. And they might just be really basic, you know, or like they need a lot added to them. I don't know. You might be wondering if the tape worked. It's mostly worked. It's not as bad with him getting into the plant. I've also found that keeping the plant watered, which I mean I should be doing in the first place, but watering the plant helps. Also the tape, if he does get into it, the tape catches the dirt, so the dirt's not everywhere, but I still need to clean my desk. It is a mess. There's ink, there's muddy paw prints. Yeah, there's ink. A couple different colors of ink. There's like a splatter of black ink, then there's this big red smear that goes like that across my desk. I hope that'll come out. I mean, if I have to, I can repaint my desk white, which I might do at some point, because it's got a couple scratches in it already. I got it in like August. It's got some scratches in it, and you know, they're brown. The white is not like, you know, it's not white all the way through. So yeah, I should probably go get the chicken ready to put in the crock pot. We're having Greek chicken. It's one of my favorite meals. We were gonna have it Saturday, and then we were gonna have it yesterday, but I couldn't stand in the kitchen to make it, and my girlfriend doesn't really know how to cook. She's learning, but so we just ate out, I believe, both those nights. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go. There goes a fire truck. We live near a fire station, so we get that a lot. We lived near a hospital before, now we live near a fire station. But you can probably see the mess behind me. We got some new shoes, and for whatever reason they shipped them all 3 separately, so we've been getting boxes all weekend. He's got a piece of plastic. I gotta go. So he's in here somewhere. Is that a baby? Is that a baby? Is this the... Oh, there's a baby. Hello. Oh my goodness, you're all grown up. That's so much cuter than I imagined. I'll let you be.
Oh no, there's another one. Yeah, not for babies. Ma'am, please step away from the dress. Ma'am, I'm done.
Are you helping? So, Jesus, loud truck. So I got this, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go get my seam ripper. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got this collar, or whatever you want to call it, for baby boy for his, for Halloween. And I can't tell if he likes it, or he loves it, or he hates it, you know? And I know he probably doesn't need to wear this, or I know he doesn't need to wear it or want to wear it. I don't know. He doesn't seem to mind because he's pretty good with his harness, and that has to go over his head too. But I feel like the jingle bells are just too much. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jingle bells jingling every time I moved, you know? So I'm just trimming them off. I don't know if it, ooh, it will come out the back. Yes, yay for cheap construction. This one's, oh no, I guess it's not different. But, so yeah, I got this for him against my better judgment. But if he's really miserable, I'll take it off of him. I'm not gonna be like, you must wear this because it's funny, you know? That would just be cool. Feel free to yell at me in the comments, I suppose. So yeah, that's just what I'm up to. It's Wednesday, what is it, October 24th? No, 23rd. Today's the 23rd. Wednesday, October 23rd. It's probably about 10 a.m. and I'm filming at this angle because I'm still in my pajamas. I spend most of my days in my pajamas unless I'm going outside. And yeah, this week started off kind of bad. We had an issue with our water heater. It broke, the one in our building, like that, you know, supplies hot water for everyone in the building. It broke. So from Sunday afternoon, or Sunday at noon, to Monday at like 2, maybe 3, sometime in the afternoon. I'd say probably 2 at the latest. We didn't have any hot water. So, like I said, I spent a lot of time in my pajamas, especially on the weekends, you know, like, okay, so that's good. So I didn't get a shower at all on Sunday, or Sunday, yeah. And Monday we had to like heat up pots of hot water to like bathe with, so we could get on with our lives. So yeah, that was weird, not fun, but it's all right. We lived. And as you can probably see, I have this stack of books here. My desk does not have that much room on it. Also, it's very dirty because the window was open the other day, so baby could look out the window, and the like area between where the window shuts and the screen is very, very dirty because we live in a city, so it's all sorts of like grime from the road that just kind of floats up, like exhaust and such. And it just kind of creates like a coating, you know? And I guess he put his paw on it at some point, so now there's dust and grime footprints all over my desk. But anyways, I'm gonna clean my desk today. I'm gonna clean a bunch of stuff. We're having a party this weekend, so it's just like clean everything. So I thought I'd show you when I went to the library, I got some books because that's what you do. You make sure you can see the whole book. You can see enough of it, you get the idea. So this was one. This is actually a textbook. So it's The Anthropology of Religion, Magic, and Witchcraft, 3rd edition, by Rebecca L. Stein and Philip L. Stein. I wonder if they're married, or siblings, or something. And I just have the sticky note here because it says which library branch it's from, and I just, privacy, you know? So this will be really interesting. It even has like, let me see if I can find it. That looks interesting. The Gender Neutral Christian Bible. That sounds interesting. It even has like, oh gosh. It has like questions in it, like study questions. It's a table summary. Like at the end of the chapter, suggested reading, suggested study questions. Here we go. See? So that's how I knew it was a textbook, but I don't know, I think it'll be interesting. It's not very thick. I don't know how long it'll take me to read it. Hopefully I can renew it if I need to. So there's that. And then we have The Highest Altar, The Story of Human Sacrifice by Patrick Tierney, or Tierney, I think it is. And so yeah, if you're not cool with talking about that, you know, this might not be the book for you. But I started already, you can see that in there. Actually started on the bus ride home. I didn't have enough room in my backpack for all of them, so I carried this one and ended up reading it on the bus, which was a mistake because it made me car sick. Anyways, it's really, really interesting. It's based primarily in Peru, Chile, Ecuador, and Argentina, I think. Definitely Peru and Ecuador and Chile. I'm less certain about Argentina, but anyways. It's mostly the Incan Empire. They talk about the perspective, or the like story, the narrative that was really common in like before the 80s, the 1980s, saying that the Incans were a peaceful, sun-loving culture, you know, like the sun in the sky, not like your male child sun. Talking about how there was a lot of human sacrifice, and some of this I already knew. If you look back at my old videos on this channel, some of my first videos, we're in Peru. I've been there twice in my life. I was there for a week and a half when I was in high school for a Spanish club trip. And then in college, in 2017, I was there for 6 weeks, from July to August. And I studied there. Culture, grammar, and conversation, I think, were the 3 areas of study. And it was just, I really enjoyed it. I don't know, ever since I went to Peru for the first time, it was the first time really being out of the country in a very different cultural area. And I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with it, and I've been learning about it ever since. And I wasn't exactly interested in this at first, but the more I like read the back and read like the inside flap and stuff, I was like, ooh, this sounds really interesting. And this might not be bedtime reading for a lot of people, but I guess it is for me. The one thing I am worried about with this book is the fact that it is about a native indigenous religion, and the man writing this, as far as I understand, is white. So I'm gonna have to, you know, take everything with a grain of salt and, you know, really spend some time like looking to see. What's he playing with? He's playing with something over there, like a pen, I think. I'm gonna have to, you know, see like, was he given permission to, you know, record this stuff, that sort of thing, you know, just kind of know that it's not necessarily his culture, his story, so there might be that sort of lens to it. So that's that. And then we've got, the main reason I started picking out books was I wanted some cookbooks because I am sick and tired of cooking the same 4 things. We kind of get in a rut. Let me make sure this is in focus. Well, it's good enough. Here we go. This is called One Pot Wonder by Clifford A. Wright. And this one, you can see I have what looks like a lot of sticky notes in it, but compared to the other one you'll see it's not a lot. This one's pretty interesting, but I feel like a lot of the recipes are very specialized, so it depends on what you have access to. And you can see Baby Boy was chewing on the sticky notes. Like, there are a lot of recipes that the author says, oh, you know, it's so easy to make because I live in a community with a lot of like Polish people, so I have a lot of Polish supermarkets and I can get everything I need, or, you know, whatever. So it's like, well, if you have that nearby, that's great. And I do live in a big, very diverse city with a lot of ethnic supermarkets, but I'm not gonna go all the way across the city to get, you know, to get stuff for one meal. I'm gonna just, you know, go where it's close to me all the time. So I felt like this was very specific. But if we let me see if I can find the, like, I don't know. I thought I was gonna have a list. I guess that'd be in the back of all the recipes. We've got albacore with baby carrots, udon noodles with scallops, Valencia seafood casserole, paella, a whole section on paella, which sounds really good. I love paella. Rice with ham and sausage. Okay, none of these really sound that challenging. There was a lot of like seafood ones that I was just kind of like, where am I supposed to get all these different types of seafood, like mussels and scallops, all that sort of thing. It's like, they don't have these at my grocery store. Not to mention I probably can't afford that. Yeah, anyways. But this one's interesting. I did like looking through it, and there's obviously a lot of recipes I'm gonna write down before I return it. And this one was one I just got because I love making soups. So I'm reading this, and I'm not that far into it. You can see, like, maybe like a 10th of the way through, and I'm already thinking that I want to buy this book for myself at some point. I'll look on like thrift books or something, or half price books, their website, this sort of thing, to get this for me. But I'm going to read it all the way through the library copy before deciding if I want to get it or not. And it's really interesting. It has a lot of like techniques, like how to properly make a stock, like, you know, soup broth, that sort of thing, how, you know, stuff like that. And there's different recipes in here as well, but like the part I'm at right now, like technique, this like tells you ingredients, what vegetables work well for a vegetable stock and what part of it to use, how to make chicken stock, beef stock, you know, stuff like that. Shrimp stock, I don't know if I'd ever make that. Corn cob stock, like this is just, this sort of thing to me, it's just like, what? Like, I just, you know, I didn't know you could make like fish stock. So this is the 4th book I got. It's The Soup Maker's Kitchen, How to Save Your Scraps, Prepare a Stock, and Craft the Perfect Pot of Soup. And it's by Eliza Green, photographs by Steve Legato. So that's that book. And then the final book I got was Not Your Mother's Slow Cooker Cookbook, Revised and Expanded Edition by Beth Hensberger and Julie Kaufman. And it says 400 perfect every time recipes inside, which I kind of doubt, but not that there's 400 of them, and not that they're good, not good recipes, but just that they're perfect every time. So I have a soup recipe, and you can see how many of these. I'm gonna have to go through it and kind of cull the herd. I love slow cooker recipes just because our schedule's kind of hectic. Let's see, what's one random one I picked? Well, this old-fashioned sage stuffing casserole. I love stuffing or filling. It's, if you don't know what it is, it's based off of bread. It's like a bread, kind of like breading that is traditionally put inside a turkey during Thanksgiving, or, you know, inside of a chicken. And it's bread, celery, onions, just, you know, a lot of really good, like, savory stuff. And it's, like, my favorite part of that, like, traditional Thanksgiving meal. So I really am interested in this recipe, although I want my mother's recipe as well. Let's see, we've got how many dried beans are equivalent to a 15-ounce can. That's not a recipe, but that's an interesting tip. How to make your own tomato basil sauce. Poussin paprikash. It's authentically Hungarian to the bone, a national dish consisting of moist chicken and a beguiling rosy sauce. It is served in every home and restaurant. You can substitute boneless chicken breasts. Be sure to use Hungarian paprika, stuff like that. What about this one? Pork tenderloin braised with milk and fresh herbs. What are you? Oh, he's got the wrapping paper. Hold on 1 second. No, that is not for babies. That is for wrapping presents. Are you a present? You're a gift to the world, but you're not a present. Okay, so, yeah. I don't know where he got that, but he found it somewhere. What else do we have? What's the last one I picked? Seafood pasta. So yeah, that's what I got at the library. Yeah. Speaking of the videos, I mentioned the old videos that I have on this channel of Peru. I am currently going through all my videos on YouTube, and I have 104 videos, and I would like to calculate all the hours, like all the minutes, hours of time in the videos. I'm going to go through them and get rid of all the ones that, oh, there he goes. He's zooming. I'm going to have to play with him a little bit more. Go through and get rid of all the ones that I don't feel are up to quality, and just around the new year, January, I'm hoping to revamp my channel and have it, you know, ready and nice, all that sort of thing. I want to focus on quality of videos rather than quantity. I've been kind of trying to put out one video a week for 3 years now, and it kind of petered off there at the end, but like that was the goal. But I'd rather put out videos less frequently that are better. So that's what I'm working on. And in January, I'm hoping to launch a Patreon, but I don't know for sure. Oh, he's got that. Got whatever that is. Again, I better go. So yeah, that's just kind of what I got at the library and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I will talk to you later. Bye! Okay, so this is our table. It's our kitchen table normally, but you can see cup station with paper cups and straws in case anybody needs one. Got chips. Good enough. Vegetables, and this is a little cauldron I got at Michael's. So originally going to use it for a doll video, and I never did, so it was food safe, so I ran it through the dishwasher, and now we're using it as a cauldron for our dip. And we have crackers and bean dip that is graveyard bean dip. These are the tombstones. Oh, we've already got, that's pepper on the table. These are our little ghosties, our meringue ghosts. They turned out alright. These are our skeleton cookies, our skull cookies. They turned out alright. Their faces are a little bit terrifying, but it works for Halloween. So yeah, this is our table. And that's really all I'm going to show, just because privacy and whatnot, and I thought I'd show you the cute little foods we made.